Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video on the markets. Doing my middle of the day market update a little bit earlier, so I guess middle of the day market update does not apply anymore. It's 2 hours before the New York session opens, right? So before the US Open. But still wanted to do a video a little bit earlier because I will not have the time later today to do this video. So I wanted to do a brief update on Bitcoin, on XRP as well. I think that's relevant. And then I wanted to look at some majors and some altcoins that are breaking out, or at least that have the potential to rally up much higher. So it's a packed schedule, but the main goal is to prepare you as well as possible for the US session. I think that today and tomorrow as well is going to be very important, and the price action we see there could really make or break this week. So it's going to be very interesting. So far, we've had some volume come in during the Asian session. The European session so far has been low volume, right? So that's going to happen during the New York session or the US Open, whatever you want to call it. There's going to be a lot of volume. There's going to be a lot of capital flowing into the markets, and whichever way that capital flows will determine not only the price action today, but with that also the price action for the rest of the week, right? Because what we have seen so far for Bitcoin, if you go back over the last month, if I can load it up real quick, is that Monday has always been a good day, right? Monday the last month, or the Monday the last month, yes, has been the third best day for the markets, and then Tuesday we always dip, so that's normal. But if today is going to be bearish, then that's a change in the normal scenario this month, and that could be pretty bad. But I don't want to scare you, because at this point of time everything still looks fine. All right, if we take a look at the broader fundamentals, you can see that the S&P 500 over the course of today, at least the futures for it, right, because the market is still closed, has been bullish, and that's rallying up, which is usually a good indication for how the S&P 500 during the New York session is going to open and is going to behave as well. There's also no major move in the volatility index or in gold that suggests that that we're going to see a drop in the S&P 500. We have earnings coming out Tuesday and Wednesday. Those will matter, but I'll keep you updated on that. And then tomorrow we also have the Jerome Powell speech. So that matters as well, but I'll keep you updated on that as well. Now, let's talk about the markets. We'll start with Bitcoin, then we'll talk about some broader statistics, which I do think matter a lot. And then we will talk about XRP and altcoins, right? So Bitcoin, what I said this morning, is that we were nearing that major resistance level right here. I'm not sure if we already reached it by then. I think so. Major resistance level between 119.8 and 120.3. That's the top of the range, basically, right? So Bitcoin has fallen into some sort of a lower time frame range since the 14th of July, since Monday last week, and that's the top of it, right? So you can see that's where the point of control and where the value area high is. So what I said is that, all right, well, if we pull back, which we did, we need to hold this level at least at like 118.7, 118.8. And so far, we're not doing that, all right? So Bitcoin is not doing a good job at potentially breaking out, because we want to see it break out. So at this point of time, I would have to say, during the US session, if we get a lot of bullish momentum, we can still break out and we can still do something like this, but we need quite a lot for that. And at this point of time, I would say, higher time frames, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, don't get it twisted. But lower time frames, if we drop down below the 7-day rolling VWAP here, I think we're going to fill all those imbalances, and I think Bitcoin is just going to remain relatively stable here. Now, is that bad news for the entire market? Not necessarily. Bitcoin at this point of time is performing relatively bad, right? So altcoins are actually quite a bit stronger, so that's good. And then outside of that, if we take a look at some other things, first of all, what you can see is that others, right, so the index for altcoins basically is doing great, still rallying up, and at this point of time, there's no major reason to suspect that that's going to change. The 12-hour time frame is actually about to break with a pretty good breakout. So again, the US session today can change this, but then we need to see a lot of bearish momentum, and I don't see a reason why we would see a lot of bearish momentum. So for now, on altcoins specifically, I am still bullish. If you take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, that's also still falling. Major support is coming soon though, so be aware of that. But for now, 60 cents is a major support, but we're not there yet. And if you take a look at the USDT dominance, major support is coming as well, but we're not there yet. So at this point of time, everything still looks good for altcoins. Even though Bitcoin doesn't look amazing, it still has a chance. And even if it drops down lower, I don't think that's bad for altcoins either. However, for the USDT dominance and for the Bitcoin dominance, support is coming up. All right. And then altcoins will suffer, at least temporarily. So be aware of that. But for now, short term, I'm still bullish. And I will try to keep you updated as soon as I can on when that changes. Now, talking about XRP real quick before we talk about some altcoins. XRP, the main level we needed to hold as support, as we went over this morning, was this level right here at 3.52. We're still holding that. That is a story, though, that is to be continued. All right, we filled the lower portion of this fair value gap right here. XRP needs to hold 3.55 or 3.52. If we're going to be able to hold that throughout the US session, again, that's so crucial on the Monday. We are going to rally up higher. If we drop down below that, we'll follow what Bitcoin is doing and just stay within this range. So very brief, simple. Those are my thoughts on XRP. Most important level, 3.52. Now, altcoins, it gets interesting. First of all, there is a huge amount of altcoins that I need to cover right now. Or that I need to monitor. Dogecoin is still doing amazing. This is something we bought in the Signal group. That's one of my best buys this month. Some other coins are doing amazing, are doing quite good as well. But there's a couple of coins that I wanted to highlight. First of all, ICP, so that's Internet Computer. On the higher time frames, that is ranging. But if we're going to be able to get a sustained breakout here above 6.3. I think we're going to rally at least into 7.8. That looks great. Grass is still trading very, very low, even though this is a very serious project. If we break above 1.25, we've broken the range. If we do that with volume, looks great to rally into this major resistance level at 1.5. Blur, this is an NFT project, but NFT volume is increasing. And you can see Blur had a massive volume candle right here. So again, if Blur is able to break above 13 cents here, looks great to rally at least into 19 cents. There's a lot of coins like this, by the way. I can continue, but the last one for now, let's take Conflux. Conflux had a massive move. Yesterday, we left a massive imbalance. I think we're going to fill some of that imbalance, but I do think that if we get a deeper pullback, so that is something you should wait for with this, I think. I think that's better. But if we get a deeper pullback, Conflux, this is also a China-related crypto, looks great to buy, right? So then the main area where I would be looking to buy is between 16 and 15 cents. But those are my thoughts for now. Hopefully, I've helped you prepare for the US session today. Like I said, because we're coming out of a weekend, because of the market circumstances, that matters. All right, the US session is by far the main session that has pushed prices up. So if we see some sort of a bearish reversal, or if we see a bearish development there, that matters for the entire market. I'll keep you updated on that. For now, I think that's what you need to know. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all in my next videos, and bye.